Hello students, welcome once more to online class for class 10th computer applications. Today we are going to study about string functions in Java. Last time we had discussed about character functions in Java. In your ICSE syllabus there are about 15 string functions. So first 7 functions we will cover today and the remaining 8 functions we will cover in next video. So today we will see the syntax of string functions, their examples and programs related with string functions. Just to explain the functions, there are short programs. So starting with the string functions, these functions deal with string manipulations and work on strings only. We need to be careful about case of letters, that is where to use uppercase letter, where to use lowercase letter while using string functions. So starting with the first function, length. This function is used to return the length or number of characters present in a string. Since it counts the number of characters, so it returns an integer value. So how to write the syntax of the function? Since the return value is integer value, that is why first we need a integer variable to store the result. Now the source string whose length we want to find. Source string can be in the form of string variable or it can be in the form of string constant. Dot name of the function length, and after length opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis ending with semicolon. This is the syntax of length function. Now see the example to understand it. S1 and S2, two string variables are declared. S1 stores my name Satish Soni and S2 stores blank. Be careful, see here closely. S2 equal to two double quotes I have typed, and between these two double quotes don't enter even a single space. It means S2 stores blank, no character inside the double quotes. Now to find the length, we have three variables of integer type L1, L2 and L3. Now L1 equal to S1 dot length. So if you count the number of characters present in S1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Space is also a character, so that will be also counted. 7, then 8, 9, 10 and 11. Total 11 characters are present here. So L1 will store 11. Now L2 equal to S2 dot length. S2 I have told you nothing is stored between the double quotes. So no character is inside. That is why L2 will store 0. One more example. Slash T Satish in double quotes. In the beginning I had told you here source string can be a string variable or string constant. So in first two examples S1 S2 I have used string variables. In third example I have used string constant. So if you count the characters present in this string constant, starting with slash t. As you know, slash t is a escape sequence character that is used to give horizontal tab or about 6 to 7 spaces, but it is considered as a single character. So slash t will be counted as one character. So 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That is why L3 stores 7. Now see the program. I have already designed the program for that. Same example we have. So let us see directly the result. L1, L2, L3 I have already explained. One more print statement we have in the end. Last one you can see in double quotes slash t dot length. I had told you slash t is a escape sequence character, so it will be counted as one character. That is why last one will print 1. Now see the result. So our answer should be 11, 0, 7 and 1. So you can see the result. Eleven is the length of S1. 0 is the length of S2. It means blank, so 0. L3 slash T Satish. Satish has 6 characters and slash T is 1 character, so 7 is the value of L3. So after printing L2, L3, L1, L2, L3, last one slash T dot length, slash T is considered as 1 character. So first program is very simple to understand. Let us clear it. So first function is over. That was the length function. Now we will see second function, char at. Be careful about the case of letters here. Here A is capital letter. All other characters are in small letters. Char at is the short form of character at. This function returns a character from the given index of the string. So inside the bracket we have to pass argument. That argument will be string. Since function returns a character value, so first we need a character variable. Now this is our source string. Source string can be string variable or string constant. Dot name of the function char at, and argument will have index. Every character in the string is allotted a particular index. That indexing starts with 0 in the string. So let me explain first what is index. Suppose we have a string Satish Soni here. We want to find the index of all the characters present in Satish Soni. So I have made a table. With that table it will become clear to you what is the index of each character of the string. So first character capital S, it has index 0 since indexing starts with 0. Now the next character small a is allotted index number 1, T is allotted index number 2, and so on. Space. Space is also a character, it is allotted index number 6, and the last character here I is allotted index number 10. So last index is 10 since indexing starts with 0. So total number of characters present in this string is 11. From 1 to 10 we have 10 characters, and first character is allotted index number 0. So if you start counting from 0 to 10, you will get total 11 characters. That indexing is very important in string handling, because in maximum functions we need to be careful about the index. So always indexing starts with 0. First character in the string is allotted index 0. Second character is allotted index 1. And the last character in the string is allotted index L minus 1, where L is the length of the string. For example, in this string, Satish Soni has 11 characters, but the last character I is allotted index number 10, and 10 is 1 less than 11. That is why last character is at index L minus 1. Now we will see the example of caret function. S1 stores Satish Soni, which has 11 characters. ch1, ch2, ch3, ch4. 4 character type variables are declared that will store the characters present at different indexes. So according to the syntax, first we need to write character variable after equal to source string. Source string is S1 here, that is the given string, given name, dot char at name of the function, now in bracket 0. So character at 0 index from the source string S1. See which character is present at 0 index. First character is allotted index number 0. I had explained it to you with the given table. See once more. First character is allotted index number 0. So this function will find the character present at 0 index, which is capital S. That capital S we will store in the variable ch1. In comment I have mentioned ch1 stores capital S. In the same way, character at 6 index, you can see here at 6 index which character we have, that is space. So ch2 will store space. Char at 10. At 10 index we have last character, that is small I. So ch3 stores small I. Now it may happen that you enter a index that is not available in the given string. Like here I have entered index number 11. So compiler will search character present at 11 index in the given string. Since 11 index is not present, in that case the function will give runtime error. Program will compile because the syntax is to enter a string inside the bracket, and index can be any integer value, so we have entered an integer value, so syntax is okay. But during runtime, when we execute the code, then compiler will search which character is present at 11 index. In that case, it will not find that index present, so it will give runtime error here. So be careful whenever the index is not present, then compiler will give runtime error. Now see the program. Same program we have. Let us see the result. Now verify the result. We are printing ch1, ch2 and ch3. ch1 stores character at 0 index, that is capital S, first one. ch2 stores character at 6 index, space we have here. ch3 stores character at 10 index, that is the last character I. Now I had told you, when we enter 11 index it will give runtime error. I have used comment here. Let us remove the comment. Now see what happens. Now problem is in this line. Index number 11 is not present in the given string. So when we compile the code, see you can see that it is compiling. But when we run this code, error message is given at the bottom, java.lang.string index out of bounds exception, string index out of range 11. And when you see the terminal window, that is the result of the previous program code. Let us clear it. So let us remove the changes that I had done. I think this function should be clear to you now. Next string function is index of. This function returns the index of the character in the string. There are two syntax for this function. First syntax is, since the function returns the index, we need an integer variable to store the index. Now source string can be string variable or string constant. After that, name of the function is index of. Now the argument, we need to find index of a particular character in the string. So index of which character we want to find, that will be our argument. So that character can be a character variable, or you can directly enter a character constant. So when you enter character constant, then enter it with single quotes. That is the first syntax. One more syntax we have. Only the argument will change. Character, variable or constant. After that comma, index from. Sometimes it happens that a particular character is present in the string more than once. Since the index of function starts searching the character from left to right. As soon as it finds the first occurrence of the character, then index of that character will be the answer of this function. So if same character is present again, then this function will stop there as soon as it finds the first occurrence of the character. So it will not search the next characters present in the string. But sometimes we want to find the presence of a character from a particular index. In that case, we need to enter second argument. Index from. It means from which index we want to start our searching. Now see the example. With that example, it should be clear to you. Same example I have taken. Satish, Soni. 11 characters are present here. A, B, C, D, E, F. Integer variables that will store the index of a particular character. A equal to S1 dot index of capital S. So function will start searching capital S from left to right. So first character itself is capital S. So the index of first character capital S is 0, since the indexing starts with 0. So it will stop there since the character is found in the beginning itself. So function will not check the other characters and the function will return 0 that will be stored in A. Now second example, we need to check index of space. So if you count from here 0, 0 index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space is present at 6 index. That is why B will store 6. Third example, index of I we want to search. 2 i's are present here, here also and here also. But I have told you, function will start searching from left to right. So 0, 1, 2, 3. At 3 index it will find small I. So first occurrence of I is found at index number 3. That is why it will stop and 3 will be the answer of this example. Now next example, S1 dot index of Z. So searching of Z will be done from left to right, but it will not find that character. So it may happen that a particular character is not present in the string. In that case, function will return -1. So -1 indicates that character Z is not present. So first 4 examples A, B, C, D I have used from syntax 1. See once more what is syntax 1. In the argument list, we need to only write the character variable or character constant. So in all the examples I had used character constant in single quotes. Now the second syntax with the character argument, we can write the index also. It means from which index we want to start searching. Now see the other examples that are related with syntax 2. E equal to s1 dot index of I comma 3. It means I will be searched in the given string from index number 3. So first see where is index number 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So searching will start from third index. It means from here it will start searching. So in the beginning itself it will find the presence of I. So that 3 will become the answer of this function. So E will store 3. Next example, I is searched from index number 4. So first see what is index number 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is S. So searching will start from here. S. It will search I, here not found, then it will go to next character, not found, not found, not found. It will find here. So I is present in the end of the string, so index of I is 10 here. So that was the example of index of. Now see the program. Same example I have taken here. See the result. Now see. A stores index of capital S, that is 0. B stores index of space, that is 6. C stores index of I. First I from left side, that is 3. D stores index of Z. Z is not present, that is Y. D will store -1. E stores index of I starting from index number 3, that is 3. F stores index of I starting from index number 4, that is Y. It will find the second I, so 10. I think now it should be clear to you. Like index of, we have one more function, last index of. Index of function searches the index of a particular character from left to right. But the last index of function returns the index of last occurrence of a character in the string. It means what is the last occurrence of the given character, that index will be returned by this function. So how compiler does it? For that you have to see once more how index of function searches the character. So let me tell you once more. In the case of previous function index of, searching starts from left to right. As soon as it finds the given character, searching will stop and that index will become your answer. But in case of last index of, it will do the reverse process. In this case, searching will start from right to left. As soon as the first occurrence of a character is found, it will stop there. Since from right to left, first occurrence of a character will be the last occurrence when you consider it from left to right. So in this case, function will start searching the given character from right to left. As soon as it finds the occurrence of that character, it will stop there and the index of that character will become the answer. Here also we have two syntax just like the previous function. In the argument list, in first syntax we need to write only the character argument. In the second syntax, it can be character, variable or constant, comma, index from. Now see the example. Same example I have taken so that you can find the difference between index and last index of. Now see A S1 dot last index of capital S. So searching will start from right to left. It will search where capital S is present. So it will find capital S in the end from right to left. So the index of capital S is 0. Second example B, to find the index of space. Here we have only one space, so searching will start from right to left. So index of space is 6, just like the previous one. Now index of I. So I will be searched from right to left. So first time itself it will find I. So index of last I will be 10 here. Now index of Z, last index of Z. Z is not present, that is why -1. E stores index of I, last index of I starting from index 3. So first we will see what is index number 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So searching will start from I and it will go from right to left. First time itself it will find that character. So index of I from index number 3 will be 3. Now F stores index of I starting from index number 4. So index number 4 is here, S. So searching will start from here. It will search I, not found here. So next character I is found here. That is why 3. Now see the result of this program. Program is same. Now you can verify 0, 6, 10 is same as the previous function. Index of -1 is also same as the previous one. Now 3 and 3. Now we will see the next function. Next function is substring. With the name itself it is clear. Substring means part of a string. This function is used to extract a part of given string, that is simultaneous characters from one string to another. Here we have two syntaxes. Since the function returns a part of a string, we need a string variable to store the result. After equal sign, source string we need, it can be string variable or string constant. Dot, name of the function substring. In the argument list, in first syntax we have start index, and in the second syntax we have start index comma last index. Start index is included. It means compiler will consider the starting index, but the last index is excluded. Compiler will not consider the last index. It will consider one index less than last index. Now we will see the example. S1 is a string, computer word is stored here. S2, S3, S4 and S5 are string variables to store the result. Now S2 equal to S1 dot substring 0 is entered. So when you enter one argument in the bracket, it will be considered as starting index. S3 stores substring starting from index number 3 and S4 stores substring starting from index number 7. So string starting from index number 0. So it will cover all the characters present in the string starting from 0. So from 0 it will go till the end. So computer whole word will be extracted. In second example, it will start from index number 3. So see which character is present at 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So starting from index number 3 and it will go till the end. So P-U-T-E-R, putter. Now S4 stores substring which starts from index number 7. So see which character is at index number 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last character R is at 7 index. So this function will extract all the characters of the string starting from index number 7, that is R. So after R it will not find any other character. So function will store only R in double quotes because the function returns string value. So first three examples you have seen where I have entered one argument, that is starting index. Now next example is S5 will store substring starting from 0 up to 3. So I had told you in the beginning, starting index is included and the last index is not included. So it will cover the characters present at 0 index, 1 index and 2 index. 3 will not be covered. So 0, 1, 2. See which characters are present, 0, 1 and 2. COM. That is why COM is the result of this example or function. Now if you enter 11 and 4, where starting index is 11 and last index is 4. Here it will give syntax error because string is extracted from left to right. So left side index should be smaller than right side index. That is why it will give error here. Now see the result of this program. Same thing I had explained it to you. Now see about the runtime error. Here I have used comment. If we remove this, now if you compile it, program is compiled, but when you run it, now it will give error. You can line is highlighted here. I think this function should be clear to you now. Now substring function is over. Now two functions are left, two lowercase and two uppercase. Both the functions are similar. Two lowercase, with the name itself, it suggests that it will change the characters of the string to lowercase. So which character can be changed to lowercase? Only uppercase letter can be changed to lowercase. So if the character is already in lowercase or digit or special character, then it will remain same. Syntax of this function is, since the function will return a string value, we need a string variable first, then source string dot name of the function to lowercase without any argument. In the same way we have next function to uppercase. See the definition first. I will explain both the examples together. Here we have to uppercase. This function returns the characters of the string in uppercase letters. If any character is already in uppercase, digit or special character, then it remains same. Same example I have used in both the functions. S1 stores Satish Soni. Here first character is in capital letter, that is a S, and here after space also we have capital letter. So two characters are capital, others are small. S2 and S3 are declared string type to store the result. Now S2 equal to S1 dot to lowercase and S3 equal to S1 dot to uppercase. So S2 will store same name, but all characters will be in lowercase, and in S3 we will have all characters in uppercase. So same example is used here also for two uppercase. Now we will see the result. See what we are printing. First we are printing S1, then S2, then S3. S1 is our source string, so it will print as it is. S2 stores lowercase letters, so all are in lowercase, and S3 stores all characters in uppercase. So I think all these functions should be clear to you now. Let us see once more what we have studied today. We have covered 7 string functions. So remaining 8 functions we will cover in next video class. So please revise all the functions, their definitions, syntax and examples. And try to see the programs related with these functions that are given in your textbook. Next time we will cover the remaining functions. Till then, take care. Thank you.